Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your bonus reading for the person that you're dealing with. For many of you, this will be a love interest, although it doesn't have to be because we're all dealing with all different kinds of people for all different kinds of reasons. So let's see what comes out. So we have Death, Five of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. So whatever this relationship is for you, Taurus, there's definitely a feeling of stability and perhaps loyalty that exists between the two of you. So there is some kind of a bond, some kind of a commitment that already exists between the two of you. It's giving me a sense that there is some history here, and perhaps a willingness to work together, I want to say, is what that's giving me. We have the Death on your side and the Five of Swords on your person's side. So it feels like you personally are going through some kind of a transformation, whether or not it has to do with this relationship, we'll see as we go. But this Five of Swords on your person's side is showing some kind of an insecurity on your person's side, that perhaps they did something that they're not very proud of regarding the relationship because of their own insecurities, that they messed up somehow. But because of that, you are going through some kind of a transformation, probably. That's what I have so far. So let's look at this Knight of Pentacles as the energy that exists between the two of you, because it does feel like there's a strong bond, a strong commitment that exists between the two of you. So that's clarified by the Two of Wands. But I do think, in spite of the fact that there is a strong bond between the two of you, that one or both of you is starting to look at this in a different way, and that there's a need to have a change of plans with the Two of Wands, and which makes a lot of sense, because if your person did or has been doing things that they're not really proud of in the situation with the Five of Swords, if there was backstabbing, if there was jealousy, if there was kind of underhanded types of things going on in this relationship, that may be exactly why there's a need to have a change of plans. So why the Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Wands? So there's the King of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune being the central energy between the two of you is a really good sign that one or both of you, I was gonna say, is surrendering, but the Hanged Man is on your person's side. So I think we know that your person is surrendering to all of the subconscious things that are happening in this relationship. So the Wheel of Fortune is really telling me that there's been a shift in the energy, that something has happened in an energetic way that's causing the destiny of this entire relationship to change. And it may be why you're going through this massive transformation. And it may be why your person moved from this backbiting, really kind of toxic sort of energy into a Hanged Man, where they're surrendering to the reality of the situation. You're showing up as a King of Wands, which is very clear to me that you are confident, you're powerful, you understand that this relationship is important. So right now, you're still accepting this relationship into your life despite the mistakes that this person made in the past. You are still looking towards this in a confident way, knowing that there is some kind of a purpose behind this relationship, or behind the two of you even being in each other's lives or energy in the first place. So this Five of Swords on your person's side, it really looks like they really messed up in the situation, but because I'm seeing all this major arcana, it almost feels like there's a need to not take this so seriously. It has this feeling that this had to happen in order for this, it was like the impetus for this entire relationship to change. It needed to happen. So what I'm getting from this Five of Swords is, don't put too much emphasis on whatever it was that they did. Focus more on what they're doing now, and what the universe, what the energy is trying to do, trying to tell you, trying to push forward, and not to focus so much on that. So the Five of Swords is clarified by the Six of Cups. With the Six of Cups showing up in this energy, it does give me the feeling to kind of think back to the beginning of this relationship when there was innocence behind it. So if this is a love relationship, maybe when you were first dating, if this is a friendship or a sibling, I'm getting a sense it could be a sibling because of the Six of Cups, but don't force that. That's not going to be for everybody. But the point is to hearken back to the beginning of the relationship when things were more innocent, when there was the bonding going on, when there was the more happy, optimistic feelings that can come through so that you can take this less seriously. So the Five of Swords and the Six of Cups, let's clarify that. So we have the Three of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and the High Priestess. So the High Priestess showing up in your person's energy is really saying that they are somehow being activated in some way. They're waking up to this. And I think it's with this Hanged Man energy that was coming through that they know they're being called to look at this relationship, this situation. They're being called to look at it in a different way. The Ten of Cups is here too, which for many of you, we're talking about a family member. It does not have to be. But for a lot of you, it feels like a family member, a sibling, a cousin, a parent. Make it make sense for you and your situation. But I do think that this person is waking up to the fact that this is probably a soul contract, a soul connection. And it looks like where they were in the past, maybe more inclined to be jealous of you or to backbite or to backstab or to play games, whatever it was, they're more willing now with this Three of Pentacles to work together. They want to cooperate more with you than they did in the past. They've had a whole change of perspective, and this Two of Wands is telling us there's a change of plans within the energy. And I'm still seeing a very clear bond and commitment that exists between the two of you. So I do think they're starting to see it more clearly, but you yourself have gone through a massive transformation when it comes to this relationship too. So I'm curious to see about that, but I feel like you are feeling that this has been very healing for you, and that at times when you felt alone in this relationship or alone in this situation, you also felt on a deep spiritual level that you were never alone, that this bond still existed between the two of you, regardless of whatever toxicity was happening on the surface. So let's see, the Death card is clarified by the Four of Pentacles. I think that you've not shown this person just how much you've changed, just how much this person has changed you. I think that there is probably distance between the two of you because of whatever they did to you, and that you're really kind of holding yourself back, but you also know the importance of this relationship. I think you're both seeing the importance of this relationship. So there's the Two of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords being the central energy here is the same feeling that the King of Wands was giving me, that you still feel like something needs to be done or can still be done in this situation, but you're really hanging in the background right now. You're not doing anything about it. I feel like you're trying to adapt to the changes that are happening, and you're just watching the course of events, because with this Wheel of Fortune energy, it does feel like you understand the energy is starting to shift. You can feel that momentum, but you're just waiting to see how this person's going to show up. If they're going to show up in a Five of Swords, backbiting kind of a way, or if they're going to show up in a Three of Pentacles, cooperative kind of a way, but you can feel that shift is coming. You have a King of Cups and a King of Wands now regarding this situation. So you are holding an immense amount of space for this person, an immense amount of love and confidence that this person is going to show up for you in the right way. But again, you're holding that space. You're not making any moves towards this person. And the Two of Swords is confirming that to me, that you're just staying put right now. You're putting all the pieces of the information together, With the Page of Swords and the Two of Swords, you're gathering information, you're in data collecting stage, but you're waiting to see exactly how this person's going to show up for you. So the Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Six of Pentacles. So that Six of Pentacles is a card of reciprocity. It's a card of balance. It's a card of giving and receiving, but also not being afraid to ask for help when you need it. And I think that's what this Wheel of Fortune is suggesting, that perhaps you both just need to bring the same amounts to the relationship. So I don't see a lot of your energy about the history of this relationship, but I do see in their energy that they did things that they are not proud of, as we already said. So again, I think this wheel is turning to the point where they can start putting in some efforts and coming in the same way that you used to come in. So if you were being fair in the situation and they were being unfair in the situation, they would like to show up now and match that fairness that you would bring to the relationship. But you're holding back your Four Pentacles here, but they want to bring the Three Pentacles forward. So that shows me that you perhaps used to put Four Pentacles in. They didn't put any pentacles in, but now they want to put these Three Pentacles in. They want to do their fair share. They want to do their half of the Six Pentacles that you want to bring together. So hopefully that made sense. So why the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Pentacles? So there's the Seven of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Lovers. So I love that the Lovers is showing up here as your central energy, because this is really reminding me that this is a soul contract of some sorts. There is a high level amount of love between the two of you. Again, this could be a family member or it could be a love interest. Again, make this make sense for you and your situation. But regardless, there's a strong bond and a strong soul contract that exists between the two of you. But what needs to happen with this relationship is the grounding of it. But we are seeing Pentacles starting to come through this reading. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles. We now have the Seven of Pentacles. Where you are holding back the Pentacles, you're now willing to reinvest in this with the Seven of Pentacles. So if we can ground this relationship to make it more stable, that's what I think really needs to happen in order to activate this soul contract, so that whatever the two of you need to be doing together on this earth plane, the two of you can start doing once you start cooperating. Your person is showing up in an Ace of Wands, which tells me they're motivated. They're feeling very creative. They're feeling very empowered. They're feeling very inspired to come back together with you, but in the right way, in a cooperative way. So the High Priestess on their side is probably what's giving them this inspiration to keep moving forward, because they are being activated. Their third eye is opening to the reality of this situation, and that this needs to happen. Some level of cooperation is destined for the two of you with this Wheel of Fortune, probably to further your life's purpose. Maybe there's something the two of you need to work together on, to bring into, to share with humanity. Make it make sense for you, but there's something that they know is very important about this relationship. So the High Priestess is clarified by the Eight of Swords. So the Five of Swords and the Eight of Swords is really about their own insecurities and their own fears. That whatever they did to undermine you in the past, it was because they didn't feel good enough. But I can see with the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands and the High Priestess and the Lovers that they're starting to come around to the fact that they don't have to be insecure, that they bring a lot to the table. These Three Pentacles is half of what is required here of the Six Pentacles in order for this to be a balanced and reciprocal type of relationship. So why the High Priestess and the Eight of Swords? So there's the Two of Wands. That's that change of plans that we saw in the very beginning. Because of the bond that exists between the two of you, this person wants to come in a different way. There's the Nine of Wands and the Four of Cups. I think the more your person's third eye opens with the High Priestess, the more meditating they do with the Four of Cups, the more inner peace they're finding. And the more inner peace they find, the less chaos and backbiting and undermining they're going to bring into this situation. So it does seem clear to me that your person is really kind of ready now to see their own strengths and balance themselves, get more grounded, as we said. You're a Taurus, so it's a lot easier for you to ground as an earth sign. So you might not be dealing with another earth sign over here. It could be that there's swords in here. It could be a swordsy type of energy, but regardless of their sign, they're very stuck in their head in a lot of ways. So that grounding was really necessary for them to come to more of a peaceful type of energy environment around them. This Nine of Wands is confirming that too, that they're feeling beat up, but they're feeling beat up by their own thoughts, their own inner turmoil, their own insecurities, their own conflicts and fears that I think they're ready now to transform, because it's so much more peaceful to put down your fears and insecurities and come towards this relationship in a more stable and loving and grounded and balanced way. So, but you're still over here in data collection mode. So the Page of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Wands. So now you both have an Ace of Wands. Your data collection mode is telling you pretty much what these cards just told me. So I feel like this is just confirmation for you that you know that this person is now ready to take action and they're ready to do it in the right way. You can see the transformation that not only this person has undergone, but that this relationship has undergone. So why the Page of Swords and the Ace of Wands? So there's the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. Wow, you just pulled 3 eights. So the eights are about now, and you both have shown up as an Eight of Swords. So it feels like inadvertently your person's insecurities have now created their own insecurities within you. So you want to continue to invest in this relationship. You still hold a vast amount of space for love and confidence in this, but your confidence is a little bit wavery right now. It's like you're between an Eight of Pentacles and an Eight of Cups, which is about working together versus calling it quits. And so I think that you are not ready to make that decision yet. Even if this person comes in the right way, it feels like you're still kind of unsure because now you don't trust the situation. So I'd like to get you some advice on this because it feels like this is a destined relationship. We started with a really strong bond. I can see that the energy is shifting between the two of you, but unfortunately, that shift in the energy has also caused a shift in your energy where you once were confident about something, you're not so sure anymore. So the Lovers is clarified by the Four of Swords. So I do think that it may require more time. The Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Swords are both cards of waiting it out. Wait to see what's going to happen next. So I think you're on the right track with this Page of Swords energy, that even though you feel the energy shifting, you are still in data collection mode. You still want to see that this person can prove to you that they're going to come to you in the right way and not undermine your efforts like perhaps they did in the past. So why the Lovers and the Four of Swords for their final advice for Taurus? So there's the Page of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Magician. So what this is really telling me, and there's the Empress card underneath too. So I continue to get a feeling that this could be a family member. So in some cases, this could be your mother, a sibling. Make it make sense for you. It doesn't have to be, but either way, the relationship is expanding and growing, regardless of what type of relationship this is. The Magician here falling in the central energy reminds us that there is a very strong, unbreakable bond that exists between the two of you, whoever this is for you, and that this relationship is really undergoing a magical change. The Five of Cups is saying that your person knows and deeply regret what they did in the past. They have a lot of remorse for whatever they did to undermine the situation in the past. They have a lot of remorse, which is what's driving them to go through all these changes. The Page of Wands on your side is making me feel hopeful and making you feel hopeful, I believe, is what the card is telling me, that you do want to make a fresh start with this person, that you know the potential for this, that you just have to sort of lean into your own insecurities and trust that this person is coming in a different way. I can see with the Wheel of Fortune, the Hanged Man, the Lovers, the Ace of Wands, and the Five of Cups, that your person is really sad about what they did. They've completely changed their perspective on the relationship. They're seeing you differently with the Death card, and they're ready to come back in a much more productive and important way, in the way that your soul contract was written in the first place, for the two of you to be in each other's energy to accomplish something. And it feels like they're finally ready. So this is really just about you facing your own doubts and your own fears and your own insecurities, and giving this person the benefit of the doubt to come back together. But you certainly don't have to. And I can see with the Two of Swords and then with the Eight of Cups and Pentacles that you're still not sure. But the Four of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles are telling you to go ahead and take your time. Take your time, because time will tell you if you can trust this person again or not. And when that happens, when you do decide, if you do decide that you can trust this person, I do think you're going to see a very different relationship emerge. So there you go, Taurus. There is your bonus reading for the person that you're dealing with. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.